Right now, it's my honor to introduce former Senator Con Di Nino, who has been a long-time human rights advocate, a long-time friend, monitoring what's happening in the human rights situations in China, and he has been a strong ally and a strong advocate. Please join me in welcoming Senator Con Di Nino. Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Winnie. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me once again tell you how pleased I am to join you today, as I have for many, many years, to add to what Winnie has said, her eloquent and very passionate speech. So why are we here? You know, I know people walk by and says, what are all these buffoons doing? What are all these idiots doing? We're here for a number of reasons. The first reason for me is we must never forget to honor the courage of thousands of young men and women who were butchered by cowards, people whose only strength comes at the end of a gun or behind some machine to kill people. These young men and women were there to say, we as citizens of this country want to be treated equally, fairly, and want to be able to act in a way without fear. They are an example to the rest of us on how we should guide our lives. They had courage, they had vision, they were prepared to, and indeed in the thousands died. China is trying to hide that. It is a dark part of their history. You don't run away from history, and the only way history of that kind is not going to be repeated is if we remind people that it is wrong, that there is nothing right about butchering your own citizens because they want freedoms. And Winnie, I don't quite agree with you when you said that maybe we don't have a right to speak about other countries' human rights. Human rights have no boundaries. Human rights don't have borders. Human rights are international. Human rights are something that all of us must support for every one of our brothers and sisters in every corner of the world. So I have absolutely no regrets by saying to China, you folks there, once again, we come in peace, but we say you will never be a great country until you allow your people to have freedoms and rights which they deserve and most of the world has. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, every year that Parliament was sitting, when I was in the Senate, I spoke about Tiananmen Square in Parliament. I have been retired for 4 years and I have not been able to do that. So this is my opportunity to say in public, I support the efforts by all of those around the world that are fighting for fundamental freedoms and rights. I urge all of you not to give up. Probably the worst thing we could do, the most insulting thing we could do to those thousands of people who died that day 27 years ago in Tiananmen Square is we forget. We must never allow the flame to die. We must always fight for our brothers and sisters around the world, wherever they are, for the purposes of making sure that we help them in their struggle for freedoms. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me here.
Never forget! Never forget June 4th massacre!